I discovered my husband stalked me for a decade before we met. I accused him of being a creep, and he divorced me. Now, I am the one stalking him. It feels like my entire life is crumbling down, and I just want to get things back in order. My husband and I had been married for 4 years. Very, very, very happily married. Before that, we dated for 3 years. He was my first boyfriend and my first love, and the only guy I ever wanted to be with, but I fucking ruined everything. I have a friend, Carl, who has been my friend since high school. He's probably one of my 2 best friends. He has tried a few times to hook up with me, and I've rejected him every time. He even tried to break up with my husband, and when that happened, I chose to cut things off with him, but he eventually came back into my life a few years later. My husband has understandably never liked his presence in my life, but always trusted me. In October of 2020, Carl came to me and told me that he had said that he had found out something horrifying about my husband that I needed to know. Carl's new coworker is my husband's childhood neighbor friend, and here's what Carl found out about him. Went to the same summer camp as me 16 years ago, has been in love with me ever since, was the one who would send anonymous flowers to my door in high school, joined my town's basketball league so that he could see me play soccer in high school, dumped his high school girlfriend because he wanted to go to my state school for college, and learned my native language as a kid in preparation to impress my parents. I knew about absolutely none of this. Until then, I thought my husband was the first guy to show serious interest in me. He was a successful freelance engineer, and I met him at a university art expo I was featured in during the last year of college. He was just this fun, wholesome, kind guy who was super interested in my art and in all of my interests. To make matters worse, Carl told me about all of this in front of our friends, and it just felt embarrassing, like I was the butt of the joke. I felt betrayed and lied to, and I confronted my husband. I don't know, I just felt so irrationally angry. Much of that anger was from the embarrassment I felt from having this all revealed in front of my friends. I said some horrible things to him, and I called my husband a creep. I know I broke his heart that night. I remember so clearly that he asked me if it was so bad that he was a creep to me, and I said that I should have dated Carl instead of ever giving him a chance. As I said, I wanted to take it back because I didn't mean it. I don't want to date Carl. I don't even see Carl that way. I said it to hurt him. I felt so angry at him and myself that I broke down in tears, but he didn't hold me or console me as he usually would. I didn't expect him to. I might have even pushed him away if he tried, but I felt so cold afterward. He packed up his things and left our house that night. We've been separated ever since. I moved back in with my parents in mid-October while he was dealing with selling the house. With the pandemic and everyone moving from cities to suburbs, selling the house wasn't hard. He closed on the sale in January. My mom told me to forgive him, but he doesn't respond to my texts, calls, or emails. I cut Carl out of my life for my sanity. It isn't Carl's fault. He was just concerned about me, but I still wanted distance from him to help me get my husband back. I want to undo all the pain my husband is feeling. Sometimes it feels like he's being stubborn, but I fully understand. He's compassionate, even though he doesn't show it, and I know I hurt him by saying what I did. We've been separated for 6 months, but I drive by his new house every other day to drop off snacks, his favorite beer, or letters. I'm the stalker now, I guess. I'm the one stuck on the outside with no way in. I sit in my car at a park near his house and just cry for hours. I'm anxious and unhappy when I'm not near him, but I feel so shattered when I drive to his new house. Last weekend, he served me with divorce papers. My best friend, the other one, not Carl, told me she heard my husband has been dating a new girl. There's no way she loves him as much as I love him. I don't want anything in life, I just want him back. Can anyone please help? I regret it. I regret absolutely everything. I just want my husband back, and I don't want anything else. I'm not going to move on. I want him back. There's no way I will live my life apart from him. That's not even an option.